This newscast is brought to you by QBird, Pittsburgh's source for LGBTQ+ news and community information. To learn more about QBird, visit their website at qbird.com. That's QBURGH.com. From the PEP Radio Newsroom, these are the stories we are covering at this hour. LGBTQ Nation is reporting that for President Donald Trump's address to the joint session of Congress, his third wife, Melania Trump, is invited as her guest January Littlejohn, a transphobic Florida parents' rights activist who reportedly lied about a middle school secretly transitioning her then 13-year-old child's gender. Littlefoot was joined by another anti-trans activist who said that she was injured while playing volleyball against a trans female competitor. Littlejohn sued the Leon County School District of Tallahassee in 2021 after claiming that school officials met with her child and created a support plan for trans and non-binary students in accordance with district policy, essentially forcing her child to be a trans boy without first consulting her. Littlejohn claimed that school officials discussed restrooms and name change requests with their child without parental consent. However, public records contradict this version of events. Emails that have since been made public quite clearly show that Littlejohn, in fact, asked the school to use they-them pronouns for their non-binary child. Littlejohn had ongoing communications with the school and gave approval to let their child and their teachers lead on appropriate school protocols. This has been an incredibly difficult situation for our family, and her father and I are trying to be as supportive as we can, she wrote in an email obtained by CNN. She is currently identifying as non-binary. She would like to go by the new name, which has since been redacted, and prefers the pronouns they-them. We have not changed their name at home yet, but I told them if they would like to go by the name, again redacted, with their teachers, I won't stop them. The teacher that Littlejohn corresponded with then asked if they could share the email with other teachers. In a later email, Littlejohn wrote, "Whatever you think is best, or they can handle it themselves," adding in a separate email, "This gender situation has thrown us for a loop. I sincerely appreciate your support. I'm going to let them take the lead on this." The emails contradicted assertions that the school forced the student to be a trans boy. The emails say they're non-binary, or that the school did it without telling the child's parents. Nevertheless, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis cited Littlejohn's story and praised her while signing the 2022 Parental Rights in Education Act, also known as the Don't Say Gay law, by its critics. In other education news, the snitch line has been spammed. The right-wing anti-LGBTQ+ hate group, Moms for Liberty, decided to team up with the Trump administration to create a website snitch line, allowing people to report K-12 schools that have DEI practices and programs. Shortly after its launch, it was flooded by spam messages designed to waste investigators' time. Last Thursday, the Trump administration announced it would partner with Moms for Liberty to launch enddei.ed.gov, allowing visitors to submit a form to report any divisive ideologies and indoctrination within K-12 schools. The press announcement about the website's launch called school DEI initiatives illegally discriminatory and their practices at institutions of learning. Critics touted the website as a snitch line, with Professor Michael Mann of the University of Pennsylvania commenting on Blue Sky, "I believe Hitler had a program like this." The website's form allows people to submit their email address, the name of the school or school district they want to report, and its zip code. It also includes a text entry field enabling people to describe what they're reporting in less than 450 words, and also include a file for images less than 10 megabytes. Anyone who has been on the internet long enough could guess how this turned out. It did not take long for people to begin spamming the submission form with memes and other messages ridiculing the government. One social media user reports about the Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, the fictional school of magic featured in the Harry Potter children's book series. Ruthanna Emrys reported Hogwarts Florida Extension for letting in muggles, and Professor Rowling for being an all-around terrible person. Seems only fair. Note, they don't verify email addresses, so you can use Draco's. Hypothetically, Draco Malfoy did not respond for requests to comment. Turning to Pennsylvania news, a representative introduced a bill that looks to combat LGBTQ+ discrimination in the credit service industry. Authored by Representative Liz Hanbridge, a Democrat from Montgomery County, the bill cites data from the Ivy College of Business at Iowa State University, where the national mortgage data was analyzed. The college found that the approval rate for same-sex couples was 3 to 8% lower than for heterosexual couples from 1990 to 2015. The data showed that same-sex applicants were around 73% more likely to be denied financing and, if approved, paid more in interest and in fees. My legislation aims to combat this discrimination by ending Pennsylvania's Credit Services Act, Hanbridge wrote. The bill adds denying credit or increasing charges and fees based on sexual orientation, gender identity, or expression as a prohibited activity for credit service companies. Mortgage applicants are not required to disclose their sexual orientation. However, researchers suggest that perception and internal bias can be just as damaging in terms of discrimination. That's the news at this hour. If you are watching our news videos on YouTube, please click the subscribe button. Be sure to download the Live 365 app to take PEP Radio with you wherever you go. Now back to more music on PEP Radio.